Hello, everybody, and welcome to the book launch party for Blessed to Be Your Dog. So this book is very special. It's a guided journal, and it's designed to help you capture all of the fabulous memories of your fur hero. And what's special about it is that there are two parts. The first part is where you will capture the stories through story prompts of what you'd tell a friend, just how you'd say it yourself. The second half of the book is designed so that you can speak in your dog's voice. So the stories are told from the point of view of your dog, because we all know what they'd say and we know exactly how they'd say it. And so this is a little heartwarming element to all the treasures that you'll capture in this book. And today, I have with me a group of friends who absolutely love dogs. And you'll have to pardon me for just a second, because this is the pleasure of working with dogs, because Reggie just decided to join me. So here we go. And I see a little rumpus on Trisha's neck too, right? She's got the lemoli. Nice. And we are going to go around and we're going to tell fabulous stories about our dogs today, because that's how dog people are. We love this. I am actually going to start with an introduction from the book that speaks to why this journal is important. So, and I'm going to show you the picture on the introduction. His name was Wyatt, a small dog who filled the room with his big, boisterous personality. Wyatt picked me, no doubt about it. I had gone to the Humane Society looking for a specific breed, not his. Yet he sat proudly in the passenger seat next to me on our way home. A 25-pound chunk of lovable pug. His tongue bobbed from his mouth, eyes squinting as the cool AC hit his face. Occasionally, he would gaze out the window to take in the desert view. More frequently, he looked at me with an unmistakable admiration I knew was misplaced. He'd tilt his head as if saying, "Hello, human," to which I was compelled to reply, "Hello, pug." That started an almost 10-year dialogue between Wyatt and I. Our terms of endearment quickly grew, and Wyatt was a great listener. He heard all about how my fiance and I had called off our engagement. I was sad, but Wyatt made me smile, as he did when he greeted my new boyfriend who would turn out to be my husband. I smiled all the more over his excitement when we packed up the house and moved from Arizona to Colorado. Wyatt on my lap the entire drive. It was quite a decade. When he died, I was devastated. He brought so much joy and laughter to my life. The thought of our great adventures possibly being forgotten made my heartache even worse. To fend off the blues, I started journaling our fabulous memories. I cried, but it felt good, somehow therapeutic. That started a new journey. There is nothing that can replace Wyatt's beautiful spirit, but writing about his silly, sweet, and stubborn personality helped me mend. I wish I had started journaling about Wyatt years earlier, but no matter the age of your dog, I encourage you to make this book your own, capture the stories while they're fresh, enjoy and embrace all the blessings you share. So let's first put them up here, because I tasked everyone with a silly hat and a beverage, and we'll share what we're drinking as we go along. I like the pistachios. So to kick us off is going to be Joni. Joni is a friend of mine, but I have to admit that Josh found her first. They've been friends for a very long time, and she's out in Arizona. And I'll let her tell her story, because I'm sure it's going to be a good one, but I love following her on Facebook for all the great stories that she shares. So Joni, what are you drinking and how are you doing today?
I am actually drinking coffee,
Awesome.
cappuccino. I need it. Been up early this morning to get back here in time for the meeting. So excited for this.
Thank you.
And while Rufus is in the background on the bed here, my story will be about actually two of our different Great Danes that we've had. Starts with our Great Dane, Buddy. Buddy was, we got him as a puppy, and he did not live as long as we would like. Great Danes tend to not live long lives anyway. If you have them for 10 years, that's pretty much what you have. He left us at 5 years old.
Wow.
And devastated, completely devastated. I remember driving to work. My father had passed away earlier that year, and I drove to work apologizing to my father because I was crying more for the death of Buddy than I did for the death of my dad. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, Dad, but this was hard. And Greg and I had made the decision we probably would never get another dog because it was just too heartbreaking. Until about a year and a half later, Greg called and said, Joni, there's puppies for sale. And I really want to get another dog. And I said, okay. He goes, they're all black. I said, okay. We'd had another black Great Dane that had been the love of our lives. We'd had him for 10 years. So it was a good thing. He said to me, he goes, except they're all females. And we'd never had a female before. So I took a breath and I said, okay, let's do this. I said, and I already have a name for her. And he goes, you do? I said, yes, we're going to call her Grace because she's going to save us. Oh. And so we get over to where the house is. Clearly, these people love their dogs because the dogs were all laying on the couches. There was a mound of sweet little black puppies that were all you couldn't even see their eyes. They were just all there. And I'm kneeling down in front of them. I said, which one of you is our Grace? Which one of you is it? Who's coming home with us? And Greg was kneeling behind me. He goes, Joni, I think it's her. And Grace had climbed up in his lap and curled around. Oh. And so I looked back and I said, yeah, I think you're right. And this, if you can see it, is a picture of our sweet Grace as a puppy. And we had her for 10 years and she changed us. She really did say we became better dog parents. We became better people. She just opened a whole different level of caring and love. And she was a talker. She howled for us and loved watching TV. So every day was just a treasure with her, but that's our Gracie. And actually when she left, we didn't think we were going to get another dog either, but we ended up with Rufus, who's a big mound laying behind me. He won't move now because he's just happy I'm home. So
absolutely. Did you get him from the same breeder or
No, he's actually a true rescue. He was a year and a half when we got him. And we call him the male version of Grace because he too has just the most gentle, soothing soul and has brought again life to our house that we thought we would never have again. So
outstanding.
Yes. Thank
you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So Steve, if he's going to be back, it looks like he's trying to get back. He and I went to high school together. And we didn't really hang in the same group, but with as small of a class as we had, everybody knew everybody. And so I just recently reconnected with him through Facebook, and I have no idea how the algorithms work on Facebook to know how you get in anybody's stream or whatever it's called. But what captured my heart was his handsome fleet of Great Danes that he has roaming around his house, often sitting in his wife's lap or in her chair or, something like that. And so that is why I wanted to make sure Steve joined us because, I know he's got some great stories to tell just from the pictures that he offers. So Steve, you're back with us.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. Are you ready with the story?
Did the ladies go first?
Actually, I had hoped that you would follow Joni because Joni told her story about her Great Danes.
Yes. Oh, okay. A fellow Great Daner.
Yes.
Man, we've all of ours, our rescues, were on the double digits now, and I have so many stories. I don't even know where to start. What kind of story would you guys like? That would be the best way to start. I mean, they're just people.
I would love a funny story because I see the pictures of your dog sitting in your wife's lap or on her chair or something like that. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. How does that even work?
Well, I'm sure everybody being a dog person can relate. Um, all of them have their own favorite treat. I don't want to say that too loud. So the youngest one, his happens to be Cheetos, and he can be asleep outside on the other side of the yard, and you can try to go into the cabinet as quiet as possible, make sure the radio's on, open the bag, and as soon as he even hears a little ruffle of the bag, he literally comes running, not walking, but full on sprint inside for Cheetos. And it's funny that he can tell the difference between a Cheeto bag, a pretzel bag, or any other type of bag. I don't know what it is, but yeah, so that's one of the funniest.
Is it the traditional Cheetos or the Puffs?
Not the Puffs, traditional Cheetos. Yeah, he's not a Puff fan, and we don't have this stuff very often, so it's even more rare. Like maybe once a month. He's like, "Oh my God, that's the Cheetos. Stand back."
Outstanding.
Because he came from California, and we're in Florida now, but when Taya, my wife, first got him, he wouldn't eat anything in the car because he was freaked out and nervous a little bit. And so she stops at the gas station and gets a little, gas station food for the drive. And she had Cheetos. And out of nowhere, he decided that hey, I might want a Cheeto. So that's, I think that's how we got hooked on the Cheetos.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I blame my wife.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it's not me.
Right. Of course. Okay, Trish, you're up. And before you go, I want you to display your shirt so everyone can see it. It's fantastic. I love it. Very nice. See, now what I'm curious about with Trish, because Trish and I go way back as well. We went into high school together. We were in cheerleaders. We were on softball. And I knew, though, I don't know that her dog Butt Kiss really liked anybody, but I liked her dog Butt Kiss. And so I'm curious just exactly from what generation we're going to hear a story, because I know Trisha's got a couple good ones too.
Yeah, well, I'm going to cover a couple generations. So yes, Butt Kiss was the first family dog. We got him in Virginia. My mother always wanted a little Chihuahua, so he was the dog that I grew up with. He lived until he was 17. The funny thing about Butt Kiss was mother fed him anything and everything except dog food. And throughout high school, he suffered from the knee issue where the knee would pop out all the time because he was literally a football on toothpicks.
Yeah.
Okay. On 2 occasions, he was on 3 legs hopping around with a pink cast because he'd pop his knee out. So that was Butt Kiss. So we had him for 17 and a half years. After him, I believe my mom got a Min Pin.
Oh.
That was Joey. And she had Joey for a very long time when we moved up here to Chicago. And then she started to get sick, as you know, and after Joey died, she said, absolutely no more dogs. No more dogs. Of course, we knew that's never going to stick. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take, right? So then she ended up adopting another Min, and his name was Jin. And it was hysterical because found Jin online. He was in Schererville, Indiana. So we had to drive out to Schererville. We met the rest there. In the parking lot of a McDonald's, we did the exchange, like a drug exchange. Hysterical. We got off on the interstate, right? And then we pulled over to the McDonald's. We did the exchange. So she had Jin up until she passed away. And she would always tell me every time I came over, she's like, I can't explain to you how close I am with this dog. It's like, this dog knows me, and I can't live without this dog. So when my mom passed away, I had only had cats. And, you know, if you have a cat, they don't want anything to do with you. You know, you can't hug them, you can't squeeze them. They don't listen to you. So I decided the year after my mom passed away, well, you know, I need something to fill more of a void. So I went online. I found this one, and her name was Java, as in coffee. That's what they named her. It was a mother that had been rescued, and the woman lived about 15 minutes up the road from me. So I went there, and there was this pen, and there were like 6 of them. And I saw the one with the 2 white paws, and it was looking at me, and I said, oh my God, oh my God. And so she was mine. So what was great about that was that because I was so close, she allowed me to take her home, get her acclimated for a couple of hours. I'd have to bring her back so that she could feed with the mother. So my mother was right. I'm not sure what I would do without her. She made the journey all the way here down to Arizona in the car when I moved. And the thing about her is that I love so much is that when she sleeps in bed with me, of course. When she goes to bed with me, I say to her every night, you are my sunshine. She waits for me to sing it. She curls up my arm as soon as I start singing. 20 minutes. Then as soon as I know, it goes underneath the blanket.
Nice.
And throughout the night, my long body is against my back. And I don't know what I would do if I would not feel the body against me. So that is my girl. Her name is Lemily. My mother used to always call dog a little. It was like her nickname for them. So I couldn't figure out what to name her. Got her, and I went, name her Lemily, because then it'll always remind me of my mom as well. So that's how she got her name. I watch NASCAR, so we are not going to be. As soon as it's on and I have it on loud and she hears the car, we're going to each other. Yeah, as soon as she hears me yell Chasey, she just looks and she runs, and I don't see her for 2 months. So that is my.
I love it. Thank you. And I'm glad to know why you named her Lemily, because I love the name. I just never knew what was behind it. So yeah, Lemily, she is lovely.
Like that.
Okay, so Josh, I'm going to go before you, and you'll understand why, because we can't end a story on what I'm going to share. So this is one of Josh's favorite stories too. Of course, it's going to be about Wyatt, because that's how it rolls. Wyatt was 5 years old when I adopted him, and he didn't have very good vision at the time. And then as he grew older, of course, the vision became more impaired. And about when he was 10, I offer that because this story happened when he was about 10. He really didn't have a whole lot going on, but he loved his walks. When I say that, he couldn't see basically anything, but he loved going on walks. And I always admired that about him, because well, how could you enjoy strolling around when you can't even see where you're going? But mattered not. In fact, he needed to be steered pretty significantly, or he would walk right off the curb, right off the street, right off the side. You know, he needed to be guided. So we went out one morning, and it was pretty brisk out. It was very probably late winter, early spring, and it was cold. And he would let you know when he didn't want to be out, because he'd rather be by the fireplace. And this was a morning he didn't really want to be out, but you know, we have our routine. So out we went, and he decided he was going to start sprinting, and he's hauling, and I'm trying to rein him in and bring him around and keep him on the sidewalk. Off the sidewalk he barrels and into some dog poop, right? His back foot. And it was a large pile, and it was slightly frozen. And I know this because it was not yet steaming, but it had the hard outer shell and the warm inner, it stuck. That pie stuck right on his foot. And he stopped in his tracks as soon as his paw went in it, and he stopped and turned around and looked, right, like he could see it. and then proceeded the shake, right? Trying to get this turd. I called it a shit slipper, trying to get this off his foot. Well, I am devastated, right? I am just appalled at this as soon as I see it. So I'm rushing behind him, trying to gather up some leaves so I could pull this thing off. And he's running away from me. And I'm like, I can imagine how this looks. So I just stopped and started laughing pretty hysterically, actually, at the whole scene, right? He can't get this turd off his foot, and he deserves it because he wouldn't walk where I wanted him to. And finally, he's scraping it into snow, and we managed to get most of it off and return to the home. And of course, now I'm carrying him because he isn't going to walk with this paw through the house, and I'm going to deliver him to the sink where he's going to get a nice warm bath. And of course, Josh is there. Uh-oh, what happened? I'm like, oh, you wouldn't even want to know. I will put in a shameless plug that it does appear in one of his stories, because you'd have to tell that story appropriately to kids who would really appreciate it. But yes, that is one of my favorite stories about Wyatt, and because we are not going to end on a poop story, I'm gonna let Josh take us home with his story. Go ahead, honey, it's all you.
All right. Hey Joni, give us a swivel real fast, because we gotta. Not you, for the dog. Yeah.
Oh, Rufus, come here.
Oh yeah.
Come here. Just come
there
over.
he is. Yeah, we got two big
big
boys over there.
Come here. Come on. Come on all the way down. No, don't come here. Come here. Come on. You can do this. Oh my goodness. Come on, you lazy slug. There he is.
There we go. Look
How
at those
old is he,
faces,
Joni?
both of them.
What's that?
How old is he?
We think he's 3. His birthday is the day after Christmas, and they told us he was 2 when we got him, but he did so much growing after we got him that we think he was just a pup just a year old. But yeah, he weighs 170 pounds now. So,
Wow.
All right, you can go back and lay down now. Josh has to tell his story.
Hey Steve, how is that your girl there?
No, that's our troublemaker.
Hollywood?
That's our boy.
This is the Cheeto man?
Yep.
All right.
He's very interested in your boy. He's like, whoa, that's one of my people.
I love it. So.
Okay, Josh, you have to show your shirt now too before you continue.
I thought we did that.
Well, no, we didn't while we were recording. See now, there we go.
100%.
Well done.
Yes.
All right. My story actually involves Great Danes. So and this is actually I'd love to tell an Airedale story. I'm an Airedale guy at heart, but this is another story about Wyatt, because it also is how one of those elements where Jean and I met. We met in Phoenix, and there was an event at the Tempe Town Lake, brand new Tempe Town Lake. And one of the troops that they had there, it was all dog based, was the Great Dane troop. Was it they get these Great Danes and they do these organized, the different obstacle courses, the drill team. There we go. It was the Great Dane drill team, which I thought was going to be one of the coolest things, right? I mean, Great Danes, those are guys' dogs, right? That's the way to go. Jean says, we're taking Wyatt, the pug. And I went, oh, honey, can we, okay, we can do this. So we're wandering through, and, the most beautiful dogs, and Wyatt is really such a good dog. But Wyatt and I, at that point, we did not get along. He just, wasn't my guy. So towards the end, Jean has to go to the bathroom. And so she says, here, hold Wyatt. I need to go to the bathroom. And of course, I'm doing this. I don't want to be seen with, oh, geez. I don't want to be seen with, with a pug, with all these manly dogs running around. I'm an Airedale guy. I mean, come on. So Jean goes to the bathroom, and I'm standing there in the middle of this park with a leash holding, Wyatt the pug. Embarrassed. And then sure enough, probably 10 co-eds, this is near Arizona State University, 10 co-eds go, oh, look at that. He's so cute. And they just descend on me. Boy or girl, what's his name? Oh, can we pet him? Oh, he's so of course I pick him up now, and I see Jean out of the corner of my eye coming, and this bathroom was probably 200 feet away, and she stops, and I could see her 200 feet away go like that. As soon as she gets within earshot, these girls, oh, what's his name? He's so cute. How long have you had him? And I went, oh, it's so sad. Ever since my wife died, it's just been the two of us. At that point, Jean was within 10 feet. And oh boy, did she let me have it after that. So at that point, whenever Jean went out of town, Wyatt and I, we were bros. We were going for walks. We were, whatever he wanted, we were out. So that's one of my favorite stories.
And I came up and said, give me my dog, I'm going home. Yeah, and it was pretty funny how after that, whenever I had to travel, oh yeah, I'll hang with Wyatt. Yeah, no problem. Wyatt and I are good. Because he's a chick magnet, that's why.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so I don't have anything else to offer. I appreciate you guys being a part of this event, and thank you so much for joining this party, because it really means the world to me that you were able to share your stories and help me promote my book. Yes, Steve, you may speak.
If somebody wanted to purchase a book, how would they go about doing that?
Thank you for asking. So it's available on Amazon, and I say that because when this recording airs, it will be available on Amazon. It's actually going to be released on Saturday, February 20th, which is Love Your Pet Day. And the thing is, Amazon, when they print them, they cannot do a spiral binding. They can only do a perfect binding. And so to me, spiral is preferable because it's a journal, right? You want to be able to open it up and look through it and turn it and write and, you know, that kind of thing. And so I'm going to have on Facebook and on my website an option for people to contact me directly if they want to get a spiral bound book. Okay. So I will, I'll have all that information available to them.
And you know, I will need a reminder.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll offer that all of you, for your participation today, right, because there's door prizes, will be getting your own edition along with a thank you card. If you think you'll want more because you'll want to use them as gifts for people, let me know before I get these in the mail to you, because then I'll mail more at one time. How's that?
Sounds perfect.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. I greatly appreciate it. Cheers to everybody. Have a great rest of your evening. And I am sure we will chat soon.
Sounds fabulous.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks again. Bye. Love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.